Netherlands, over half of Dutch people, around 67%, now have a smartphone, as compared to the European average of 35%. The numbers have increased significantly over the past few years, with more than 8 million smartphones currently in use in the Netherlands. People use them wherever they go, in the streets, at work, in restaurants, on the market, and most importantly, in the traffic. A study by Google found that in European countries, on average, around 60% of smartphone owners use their mobile devices while on public transport. The Dutch use the internet much more than almost anyone in Europe, and smartphones are the most popular device for mobile internet access in the Netherlands. People are using them not only for calling anymore, but also for listening to music, checking social media and maps, texting, shopping, reading news, playing games, and even planning trips. The Netherlands and cycling have been synonymous for years. Here, it is a very popular alternative to public transportation, with more than a half of all trips in cities made on bikes. There is no doubt the Dutch have created some of the most bike-safe streets in the world, yet, with the rise of smartphones, the traffic situation became insecure. Cycling with one hand on the handlebars, looking at a smartphone in the other, while trying to type a message and still keep an eye on the busy traffic. All this has become everyday practice. Nevertheless, it's highly dangerous. Meet Anna Sibic, the student of Erasmus University in Rotterdam. She used to cycle with her smartphone, yet not without consequences.
Half a year ago, when I just came to Rotterdam and didn't know the city very well, I used to cycle around while checking the maps on my phone. And usually it really distracted me from the road, but nothing happened for quite a long time. But then one day I was cycling through the market square here in Rotterdam, checking the map on my phone for the directions. And there's this place, the alley with trees and benches. And for some strange reason, there was a stick jutting out from one of the benches. And I didn't notice it. Well, I noticed it late, and it struck me in the chest. Because I was in my phone, I was distracted from the road and didn't notice it on time. And I followed the bike, and I scratched my hands, I hit my knees, and I was really shocked. I didn't expect it. Like, why was this stick over there? But because I was on my phone, I didn't pay enough attention, and that's why it happened.
Now Anna checks her smartphone before she starts cycling, and she's happy for being lucky not to get in a more severe accident. Distracted driving and riding is recognized as a major and potentially growing problem in countries all over the world. When asked, around 90% of Dutch road users find that smartphones and traffic should not be combined, but research shows that half of cyclists read and send messages while riding. This is more than drivers, of whom only 1 in 3 admit to occasionally texting when they are driving. Using smartphones in the car was already proven to cause dozens of accidents a year. A study by the Transport Research Laboratory showed that using smartphones while driving is even more dangerous than driving while drunk or smoking cannabis. This is the reason why driving with mobile devices is illegal as compared to bicycles. According to VVN, the Dutch Road Safety Organization, this should not be allowed. Koos Spe from VVN says that bikes and smartphones are an unacceptable combination. In recent years, the Dutch Road Safety Organization has seen a steady increase in the number of serious road injuries. What's striking is that approximately half of these are cyclists. This is confirmed by the recent report from SWOF, the Dutch Institute for Road Safety Research, saying that cyclists constitute the largest group among the serious road injuries. The risk of a traffic incident increases if someone is distracted, confirms Agnieszka Stelling, the researcher from SWOF, the leading institute doing high-quality research on the road safety subjects.
It seems that cyclists who say that they are using a mobile phone or listening to music using devices each trip have a higher crash risk than cyclists who do not report cycling using devices. But these are especially the young cyclists with the increased crash risk. So it's especially dangerous, you could say, for younger cyclists.
Figures show that over 70% of the 15 to 29-year-olds have a smartphone, and also that the majority of serious road injuries occur among the youngsters. Some young cyclists in the Netherlands acknowledge using a smartphone on the road.
Sometimes for texting and sometimes for maybe mapping. I can handle this multiple task.
Yet Agnieszka from the Road Safety Research Institute claims studies have shown that texting has the largest negative impact on cycling performance, and when you're texting on your smartphone, this has even larger effect than if on a conventional phone. British study found that while reading and typing on a bike or a car, 40 to 60% of the time is spent looking at the screen rather than the road. Such behavior undoubtedly creates a dangerous traffic environment in which people do not pay attention to the road.
Ik gebruik wel eens mobiele telefoon op mijn fiets. Niet heel handig, denk ik. Het is toch altijd erg uitkijken dat je niet tegen een paaltje of boom aan fietst natuurlijk. Dus, maar meestal gebruik ik het om even snel wat antwoorden te sturen op mijn WhatsApp bijvoorbeeld. Het is denk ik wel verstandig om het soort van te verbieden. Ik denk alleen niet dat dat kan. Het wordt zo grootschalig gebruikt dat je het denk ik niet echt tegen kan gaan.
Smartphone use interferes with 4 processes: visual, auditory, cognitive, and kinesthetic, which is why the cycling performance gets worse. Visual distraction is dangerous as cyclists don't look around and miss plenty of information. Yet, especially auditory distraction may have detrimental effects because cyclists use a lot of auditory cues. So talking on the phone or listening to music might prevent them, for instance, from hearing the sound of a car passing by and negatively affect the cycling performance. In September 2013, the Ministry of Infrastructure and Environment launched a campaign against all use of smartphone in traffic with a special focus on cyclists. Pay attention to the traffic and not the smartphone. This is the message given by the publicity campaign, in an effort to prevent dozens of injuries and deaths a year. Be smarter on your smartphones and ensure safety for you and other people.